This is the Cloudmonster. He loves pets. And he's a little bit into BDSM. It's time to squat. Alright, so this obviously isn't squatting, but and these weights are definitely not impressive. But what we're doing here is some pause tempo deadlifts to focus on rebuilding some of the core stability that I've been lacking, and I need to gain back. So 135 felt really good. In fact, today was the first day in a very long time I've been able to deadlift pain-free at full range of motion. So while these weights are very unimpressive, this was like a huge victory for me today, simply because I haven't been able to deadlift at all without my right hamstring flaring up. And you'll notice that on some of these pause ascents and even on the descent a little bit, my legs start shaking. These actually were a lot more difficult than they look. So I was getting out of breath after these reps. I mean, and it's such a lightweight. This is only 205 right now, which is just nothing. I mean, I've pulled over 500. So. It'll be it's good to finally get back on the deadlift bandwagon and actually start pulling again. Though I'm looking forward to getting back to some real training. Second set at 205 here. This set was really good. Let the bar get away from me a little bit. Basically relearning the deadlift. And I actually started with a hook grip, but went back to an alternate grip simply because I felt like I could do it without my thumbs falling off, wanting to fall off. Which, if you've never deadlifted heavy with a hook grip, it's pretty brutal. Well, if you do it right, anyway. This is 255 with it's less than half of my 1 rep max, roughly. So the weight moves really well, but it's the main focus here is keeping my left leg from driving outward and my right leg driving outward. So because there is a kind of a hip imbalance a little bit in my so the focus now on these is to pull straight up and down, and that has really alleviated a lot of the hamstring pain that I've had. I will also note that I did get a chiropractic adjustment. I had my hips adjusted yesterday, so I think that really made a difference as well on this. A little bit of the back angle here. Oh, sorry, front. My key here is like I'm watching my knees, and they're staying, if they're coming out slightly, they're staying consistently going out, both consistent the same direction. And you'll notice that I have a little bit of sway there to the right side, and that was, I think, kind of a symptom of the original problem a little bit. So I have to really adjust, lock my core down in order to stay, to keep this from becoming a painful endeavor. And then from the back angle here, you'll notice, I mean, my left shoulder is a little bit higher than my right. But to be honest, I want to say that it's because of the overhand grip. So that might be a good reason for me to focus more on driving my right scap back more. And maybe help force that alignment. But this is about the most even my hips have moved in a while now. So I'm really, really pleased with this progress. I had pretty much no pain, like, on this particular set of lifts. So I'm really hopeful maybe I'll get back to pulling some heavier weights soon. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching this and you're not, and your name isn't Jake Knoll, then you need to go check out RTS. And I'll definitely say that Jake has been, he's been kind of my PT slash coach for the last month or so while going through this rehab, and it's been really invaluable. Mike brought on Jake as a PT recently, and it's been a really good thing for RTS, I think. So yeah, so go to reactivetrainingsystems.com and check it out. Jake has got a lot of content, particularly in the realm of like myofascial release, self-myofascial release, core stability stuff, and that's been pretty instrumental in getting back to be able to train pain-free. These front squats actually were not as good as deadlift, but they were still a lot better than it has been in the past. So getting not even like, I wouldn't even call it pain, just like I can feel the right hamstring wanting to pull a little bit. So maybe that's a symptom of not locking my core down enough on these. But they move really well. It's such a lightweight. It's almost embarrassing, actually. 225. I mean, I rep I rep 225 about as fast on bench as I did on these front squats. So that's what happens when you get injured, I guess. If you're injured for long enough, you end up getting to a point where your bench could catch your squat, like me. the goal is to get the squat and deadlift way back up, back into the 500-pound range or more. Really the 600-pound range is where we're all shooting for anyway. You know, and it's funny though. I realized that, you know, at some point I've got to stop and take a, you know, giant leap backward in order to make progress forward again. It's really disheartening, and you'll want to quit. But I think, you know, the key to dealing with these injuries, or any type of injury or setback in general, is to just accept what you're going through and just move forward. You know, it's not going to last forever. And if you fight it and you are unwilling to accept where you're at, you stand a chance of regressing more or causing yourself a more serious injury. And so at some point you've got to put your hands up and say, I need to get this fixed in order to move forward. And I know for a long time that my core, you know, stability issues were the thing that was holding me back on these lifts. But hopefully now that I've got this corrected, I'll be able to move forward again. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Take it easy.